Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Rail Lovers podcast. And today on the podcast, we are going to be talking about the next film in the Letterboxd Top 250. And what the hell? Hold on. It's fucking... Sorry. I'm going to start that again. Hold on. I don't know why... Kind of got some background noise a little bit on your end. Okay. Okay.
I've muted it though. I apologize.
Okay. All right. No, it's cool. It's cool. Okay. I'm going to count us down again. 3. It threw me off because... Okay. 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to the Rail Lovers podcast. My name is Marley Silverbrand, and today on the podcast, I am joined by Ryan Dunigan from the Old Man Orange podcast.
Good to be here. Thanks for having me again, man.
No problem. Always glad to hear. I'm always glad to have you on the podcast to talk about movies. And today on the podcast, we are going to be talking about the next film in the Letterboxd Top 250. It's number 246. As of currently, though, it's not on the list anymore. But we're still... I'm still gonna power through the list that I originally locked in, and that film is Winter Sleep. But before we get into our review, Ryan, how are you doing today? Mm-hmm.
I'm doing pretty good myself. Just kind of had a simple day of just handling some errands, but beyond that, not a whole lot happening. Just happy, really looking forward to doing this show today. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Just kind of I finished watching Winter Sleep, and it was it was a doozy. It was a doozy. 3-hour long film. 3-hour long.
3-hour 15-minute movie.
Yeah, 3-hour and 15-minute movie. Like at 7 o'clock in the morning when I watched it. Probably not the best movie to start off. Like
no
watching.
Purple man with a shiny glove. There's no robots. You 3 hours and 15 minutes, man. Yeah.
There's
people I imagine that's got to piss people off. So there's got to be these movies that have it's hardcore cinemaphiles that have just come in looking like, you know what? I know. Oh my God, there's a podcast on this my favorite movie. And then I'm like, oh, there's no fucking Marvel, no Spider-Man. What shit?
There's no Ghostface mask. There's no Ghostface stabbing people in the chest in this movie. Well. Maybe that's the director's cut. That's the 4-hour long cut.
I didn't get a chance to look at it. I was looking at some of the trivia, and there was over apparently. I mean, who knows? Anybody could put this stuff in the IMDb trivia, but there's 20 hours worth of footage, and the original cut was 4 hours and 30 minutes, and he apparently had to work really hard to trim it down to 3 hours and 15 minutes. So who knows what else he had planned? But at the same time, though, don't take it as me being like, oh yeah, I needed to be superhero stuff to catch my attention. It was just more of I feel like usually if it is a 3-hour movie, it's something it's usually a war movie or a big sci-fi film or something like that. At least this day and age, where back in the day you'd have old epics that were really long or whatever, you know?
Right. But I don't know about you, Ryan, but Winter Sleep was not the only movie that I watched this week. So this is kind of my horrible segue to get into what else have we been watching this week. So Ryan, what else have you been watching?
Well, there hasn't been a whole lot of time between this episode and the last episode we did, which was on Samurai Rebellion. So I actually I've not had a chance to watch a whole lot. My wife and I binged the last bit of You season 4. And yeah, so binge through that, and that was kind of what it is. I'll be 100% honest. It's not really the first season was a show that she said, I think you'll like it if you give it a chance. I'm like, if you say so, then I watched it. Oh, this is actually really good. And then every season from there got campier and more soap opera-y and all this as it went on, until it's just they're looking at different thrillers and different things of its nature. What can we pull from those? Just kind of throwing it in this. When you get to the end, yeah, okay, all right, whatever. I'd be lying if I said I saw it coming, but at the same time, like, okay.
Right. I haven't seen a single episode of that, but everyone's talking about that like on my timeline. Like the last season. It's the last season, right? Of season 4.
I mean, it ends in such a way where I feel like there could be another one, but also has a little bit of a tone and vibe. Like, well, where do you go from here? And at the same time, like, do you know the concept of the show?
Uh I know a vague concept. I don't know how much we can say about the show without it being spoilers. It seems like it's one of those shows like if you mention like one little thing about it, then people will be like, "Oh, spoiler, spoiler, spoiler."
It's not entirely that. It's more of like, I mean, his situation changes from season to season, but it's always a little similar. The first season, which is the best one, it's basically just the view of like a creeper. It's all narrated from his perspective, and you just kind of see everything through his perspective, and it tries to make you empathize with this guy who's very like, who's not really a good person, but he's like, but he's also, a lot of the people around him are kind of shitty, so it almost kind of makes it more bearable in that way. And every so often there's a nice thing here and there, so it's kind of like you're kind of like sort of on the fence with him, even though deep down he's probably not the best person. And it just kind of like